Hi guys, this is Derek from Supersonic Music in Topeka, Kansas, here to walk you through a few details of the best awesome hard rock drum set we've had ever that has come in used. So it started in 1987. When I was in high school, I had the poster on the wall, I had the t-shirt, I was looking at this Pearl MLX drum set, just drooling for years, saved up my money, but I could never afford that other series, the CZX stuff. With the square toms, it was just too expensive. And here we have them today. This drum set was bought by the previous owner. I'm the second owner, so the original owner bought what you're seeing behind me, with a few exceptions I'll go through, new in 1991. And at that time, CZX was sometimes referred to as Custom Z, which is what's on the badges, but the catalog from 91 still said CZX. And if you're a fan, you know all this stuff. But if you're not familiar, what's going on here, these are 10-ply maple drums, the snare's 8-ply, and the outer veneer of these 9 drums is a bird's eye maple that also has this really fun characteristic that all the mounted toms are square. So 10 by 10, 12 by 12, 13 by 13, 14 by 14. Yeah, the floor tom is square also, 18 by 18. Of course, that's a 16 by 16 floor tom. These bass drums are 24 inches diameter, 18 deep, with a 6.5 snare. Now, in the description that we have on our listings online, part numbers will be supplied. I don't have them all memorized, but this set of 9 drums is a part number in the Pearl 1991 catalog, along with some pieces of hardware. So on this listing is the snare stand, which is what came on that original part number of this 9-piece drum set, and the original tom arms. But the previous owner elected not to get the Pearl pedals and hi-hat stand. Instead, he got DW Turbo 5000 single pedals and the 5500 hi-hat back in the era when you didn't pick between a 3-legged hi-hat stand and a 2-legged hi-hat stand. You bought that as a 3-legged, and you removed one of the legs if you wanted that feature. At that time also, he added the maple 8 by 14 free floater snare with a matching snare stand. So this stuff came in along with these cymbals, and I thought about, do we sell drums separate? Do we sell just the drums as a package? I thought to put the whole thing together to make one great big listing for that guy that just wants to bring his drumsticks to a drum set and go. So what we have here are Peisty Custom, that is Peisty Signature 16, 17, and 18 crashes, and a 16 China, along with a 22 Power Ride. The most worn of everything on this drum set are the Z hi-hats, the Dino Beats. The ink's a little worn on them. I think that's what he used as his main hat. And these gems, discontinued rock 15-inch hi-hats, and the coveted Z heavy Power Ride, but not the 20s you see everywhere or the occasional 22. I didn't even know they made a 24-inch. This thing, I didn't put on a scale, but it feels like about 10 pounds. You could use it as a shield in a battle. Anyway, this drum set comes with 6 cymbal holders. They are from the same era, late 80s, early 90s. 4 cymbal stands, 3 of them are booms and one's a straight. A couple of AX20 clamps and cymbal arms. And those 6 cymbal holders are all era specific, or era correct to when this drum set was made. Also over here, I've never seen this before. That just screams 80s. This font on this rock bell by LP, I've never seen that pink font. That's pretty awesome. So the clamp and the bell holder for that are Pearl from the same era. Also, back to the guy that bought this drum set originally, when he bought it, he also added in the cable hi-hat, and that's what you're seeing here. It isn't as long as some of the other models that are on the market today, where the cable can reach farther, depending on where you put the hats, but for this picture, for this demo, I have them set here, over to here. And I want to show you, sometimes cable hats bind up. These work great. 34 years old, and it feels like they're new. Okay, so about that. I'm pushing 36 hours of having detailed gone through, inspected, cleaned, put together listings, looked up details, and I'm here to tell you, these 10 drums, if you added up all of the scratches that I found, they would equal less than half of a postage stamp. And in the listings that's associated with this video, you'll get some close-ups of those very small little nicks. But a couple things I want to point out, something like that, almost always, on every drum set, just when you're using them over time, they're gonna bonk on the top of the bass drum and scratch them up. These bass drums are flawless finish on top. A couple nicks in one of the hoops we'll go over in the other details. But the chrome on the bottom of the bass drums, that's another area that on every drum set just gets scratched up when it's being used, you know, on the floor, moved around. No scratch on the chrome on the bottom of the lugs. This drum set was owned by a fellow who's a guitarist. He's got, I don't know, dozens of guitars. He like wallpapers his house with Les Pauls, and he wanted a drum set to go down in the studio and jam with for a while. And that's what he did with these. So they've never been on a performance. They've never been out of that space besides getting packed up and sealed and put in climate controlled storage. People throw around words like mint and perfect and time capsule. Okay, I got a high bar standard. To me, that means absolute imperfections are missing. Absolute perfect. This isn't that. There are a couple of small things, but you don't see them from the audience side. A small little dink on a tom where a snare rim hit, smaller than a pencil eraser, is like the most egregious mark on the entire set of 10 drums. This drum set is expensive. I know that a lot of folks looking at this listing would be interested in just the 18 by 18 floor tom, which is silly rare, or that 24-inch ride, or maybe that cable hat, or sell me just the drums, I don't want your hardware, I've got my own hardware. I get that. But for now, at the beginning of this listing anyway, my strategy is there may also be that guy that was like me looking at that poster that just wanted that, who wants to bring his rock knockers to the gig and sit down, even this throne. Okay, it's not quite period, it's a couple years older with a different color. It's not the gold, it's the red. So this is from the mid 80s, but it's a clean Pearl throne. A guy that wants to bring only his body and his sticks to sit down at something like this might be interested in this complete package because it's so hard to find this much cool stuff this clean. It's pretty rare. So if you have any questions, all the contact info's on the listings, reach out to us. Happy to provide more pictures or more details. This is primo. Thanks so much for listening. Oh, one more thing I forgot to tell you. I thought this was pretty cool. Every drum head on this drum set is original to 1991 when they were new. Some of them have a couple stick marks, some of them really don't. I don't see any divots in the bass drum batter heads, for example. But I know not everybody's a fan of a single ply clear drum head on a drum set like this. So these drum heads are on here just to kind of give you an idea of how little they were used. But this listing includes an offer to give to you at the listed price a set of 10 batter heads. There are lots of options in the wording of what the choices are that we have in stock that's available. And frankly, if there's something you're really wanting that I don't have listed and you're willing to wait a while till we order it, I'm happy to do that. So 10 new batter heads, anything Remo and Evans makes, I get access to most Aquarian heads as well. Let me know what you like.